We're super excited about episode 58 as we welcome Dan, Cory, and Josh with Trolls Golf Club. They are connecting passionate golfers to private golf clubs through Web3 and NFTs. Make sure to give them a follow on Instagram. Their user handle is @Trolls Golf Club. Fellas, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you both for having us as well. We're super excited to be here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Good to see everybody again. I know I've met everybody. Derek has not. This is one of the few times that like I can be like, hey, I've met everybody. Normally Derek does all the like pre-meeting stuff. So this is really cool for me to like sit down, ask the questions. So thanks for meeting with me. What, about a month ago now?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago for sure.
3-4 weeks, yeah.
So before we kind of talk about Web3 and NFTs, can you just tell us a little bit about how you got into Trolls Golf Club and how it started?
Sure. And I think what I'll do is I'll round out that entire picture. So I got involved with crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum back in 2016, really before the big boom. I think Bitcoin was at like $2,000 at the time when I started really getting in. And that was like, hey, I went out to California for a weekend. My buddy said, throw $300 into Ethereum, which was $50 at the time. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy a couple of those. Made it through the whole boom and bust of 2017, 2018. And then I had paper hands and sold everything. I took home some nice profits, but boy, I wish I would have held onto what I had. Fast forward to last year around October timeframe, Dan and I, who met through work, were talking about NFTs, having been in crypto for a while, and decided to dive into a couple of projects after doing what we thought was, proper research, understanding the roadmap, things like that. And really, those didn't pan out, which is part of the game here in the crypto space, in the NFT space. And he and I had, since that point, really been brainstorming. We are really good business people, right? We've been in business for 10 plus years. In Dan and Cory's case, closer to 15. I've been in professional sales for my entire career, managing a global team of 8, doing $110 million annually in the packaging space. And I was like, we can combine our skills to develop something real, utilizing NFTs as a platform. And so one night, back in March, I had this dream or this vision in the middle of the night, and it was about providing regular people access to play golf at private golf courses. So when I was younger, 12, 13 years old, I started caddying. I did that up until college at multiple different clubs. And through that process, I was able to play golf at the private clubs that I caddied at on Mondays. I even was able to bring my dad or bring friends. And my thought in this dream that I had and the subsequent business plan that I ended up writing was, if you're allowing a 15-year-old kid to play at your highly prestigious private golf course for free, there has to be some sort of way to facilitate people who are, into golf and really more respectable, and allow them to play either for a fee or some sort of membership. So that's really where this entire idea spawned from, was that one interaction. I called Dan in the morning and he said, oh, I've got the guy that can do the technology, and I'll let Dan take it from there because he does this part better than I do.
Yeah. I mean, Josh and I have worked together, and we're idea guys, we're execution guys, but like obviously with the new technology that we've been, like Josh said, doing our research in, trying to learn and understand, how to actually use it for like what Gary Vee says, like actual utility, right? Like we got on the train of projects that promise these things, and Josh has this idea of, oh, hey, let's turn this into actual utility. Let's flip the script on golf. And I was like, I think I got the guy. And Cory Allen, I've known him since second grade. Man, I think, Cory, what were you, like 13 years old, 14 years old? We were at the pool club, and he was writing access databases and just redoing their whole accounting system at that age. And he's just continued to get better and better and better in software. So I gave Cory a call and I was like, hey, Cory, I got this idea with my buddy. We want to start a business. This is our idea. It's an NFT, which Cory didn't really know much about. And I was like, this is a way to use the technology to kind of change the way that people do things. And it's kind of be revolutionary. And it took a while for Cory to figure it out, but Cory, I don't know. That's when I gave you a call and let's figure out how we got the back end developed.
Yeah. Thanks for the intro, Dan. It's definitely, when Dan and Josh approached me, it was like, okay, I knew what NFTs were. I wasn't into the crypto game yet. I bought Ethereum and everything like that, but from a trading standpoint, but never bought the smart contract NFTs. So they talked to me about it. I understood, eventually it was like, oh, wow, this is perfect, right? The exclusivity of the NFTs, the smart contracts to secure the memberships, it fits right into golf, the exclusivity with the private courses, and just kind of, as we get deeper, probably later in this conversation of like how it all works together, just the light bulb clicked. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And, like Dan says, I do this like professionally, data analytics, run large teams in that space, and I have a couple professional connections that I brought into the team that are much more technical, much smarter than me in the developer side, because I've moved on from hard development to kind of more management in that space, in the professional space. But we've got a really crack team that we put together to really execute a solid contract here.
And just to add on to that, another close connection that we had is the brand guru, Drew Michaels, who grew up, I don't even know, 3 houses down from me. I knew his older brother since I could walk and talk. And once we had the idea, Drew really kind of brought the glue together. And originally it was, hey, let's make these golf trolls, right? So I've got one in the back just because they're kind of our mascot. But if you look in Josh's back, when we were spitballing around ideas, you hear apes, goats, chimpanzees, doodle, like just crazy things. So we're like, well, all right, well, what are we going to do? And we're kicking around ideas. And Josh is like, let's do golf trolls. Or he's like, let's, golf trolls. I was like, that's it. And then we brought Drew in and like, we got the domains and this and that. And Drew's like, let's back up, guys. Let's think about this longer vision and let's call it Trolls Golf Club, right? And being part of that ecosystem, that first wave of NFT, you're becoming a golf troll. And really, when he started to give us that overarching brand architecture, it really made my wheels turn. And I was like, oh man, I have so many ideas of how we can just make this, rewarding people for participating in logging their scores in the courses they play, and for playing good in terms of, abiding by terms of conduct and treating people appropriately and making sure that Trolls Golf Club has a good name. So we're going to reward people for those. We're going to give those tokens, and these tokens are going to add up, and you're going to be able to be entered into raffles for huge giveaways, trips and stuff that, sponsors are going to be throwing into. And so there's just a lot of things that like started turning in my head. And the artwork is fire. He's really got it dialed, and I'm just glad that I know enough people and everybody has been committed since day one, really, to the vision to get us where we are today. So sorry for the long-winded answer. I get excited.
Oh no!
Oh, so we saw our trolls. I got them last night. We're waiting to tweak Derek's a little bit because it looks like Derek has as big of a beard as I do, which is not at all the case. So we gotta trim his beard
trim it up a little bit. Yeah,
trim it up a little bit. Yeah.
Artwork is great. I loved our background, which I think we're gonna have a code for, but we'll get to that later. Mm-hmm. Artwork's great. I love it. I love the way they look. Obviously, Derek's will look a little bit nicer once his is cleaned up a little bit in the beard department. I followed you guys for a while. I know we've talked about this kind of beforehand. I was super scared to reach out because, like everybody else, I don't know much about NFTs. They're newer to me. We've had a couple episodes just about NFTs, and I always go home just super overwhelmed and kind of like ready for bed.
Got a headache after.
So yeah. It's so overwhelming. What I like about you guys is you've made it super easy to understand, but you put your own twist on it regarding you can rent them out, stuff like that. I thought that was really, really interesting. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of elaborate on everything. Just for the people who haven't had the same meetings that I've had or that Derek's had.
I'll take that one. I'll take that one, right? Yes. This actually, I got a good segue for this one too.
Perfect.
And I'm not talking about the ones you ride on either, So
that kind of fell off a cliff.
You did.
We learned that in a podcast episode a while ago.
Land your plane.
I'll give you the quick. Yeah. So really, Gary Vaynerchuk has kind of been I was listening to her for a while. He's an inspirational guy. And I was like, I love his message, grind, work hard, be patient, like put your mind to it. Like you can do it. And I was like, this is great. And way back when I was like, hey, make sure you have 2 Ethereum in your MetaMask wallet by this date. Didn't know what MetaMask was, got the MetaMask wallet, moved over to Ethereum. And that was all my shekels, dude. And at the time it was $8,000. And I was like, $8,000, dude, what? And I didn't hit the button. Everything was ready to dial. And I was like, I couldn't do it. And, that's Gary V series 1. So that would have, you could have 10x'd my money and been in a good spot to go build something else. Furthermore, Gary Vaynerchuk had this idea called the Flyfish Club. And he bought this real high-end restaurant out in New York. And the only way that you can get into this restaurant is if you own a token. And you still have to go to the restaurant. Hey, I got the token and pay for all the food. The cool thing about the ownership of NFTs, right? The smart contract, this digital asset, you have he created this idea of like, hey, let's use this to like a lease program. So say, I don't know, we'll just talk even numbers. I bought it for $1,000 and Josh wants to take his girlfriend to the sushi dinner in New York, but he doesn't have a token. And he's like, dang, this is the place to go. So I go, all right, I'm going to list this, for $200. Josh pays the $200. I get 180, and then $20 goes back to Gary V. And then that's a win-win-win, right? Gary's making money, Sushi's making money, Josh is having a good time in New York. So we applied that kind of to what we're going to do. This is future state, just to preface. Really, our first thing is to deliver golf for locations that people want to play at within our network. That's like first and foremost, but secondarily, if people want to, use this as a passive income, if something happens, say, you have an injury that's going to prohibit you from playing this year, but you still want to recoup some value, but still hold the asset, you would be able to basically put those out on our market and people would, be able to sign off on our terms and conditions, terms of use of behaving according to how they should. And then they would get that one-time use to go play that one golf course. And then the person that holds the asset makes money. The person that gets to go play golf gets to play golf at a place they would normally not get into. And then, we take a little piece off of that, and then we share some of that with the courses as well. So, long story short, that's how the leasing component will work. And that's future state. But the segue portion was
before you jump in, Dan, we'll circle back first. So to kind of go back to the overarching of like what an NFT is, I don't think we really covered that. And I think that's important to what Dan is talking about, right? So I think what clicked for you guys was when we related it back to, this isn't a membership to a private golf course. Your membership is to Trolls Golf Club. And then it's similar to like a timeshare where, a timeshare, you're a part owner of a house somewhere and you get to go use other places, right? This, you're a part owner in that membership, and then you get access to play at certain courses. But you add the flavor of a Pokemon card or a baseball card, right? Every pack of Pokemon cards or every pack of baseball cards that you buy is $10, and they all have 7 cards in them. But if you open one of those baseball card packs and you have a Babe Ruth rookie card in there or a holographic Charizard first edition, your $10 pack is worth extremely more than the $10 that you paid for it. And so we're using that concept here. And the NFT is really just the mechanism that we're using to sell the membership. So for those that are really afraid of the NFTs word and what are they? And is it like the cloud and all of those uncertain things? If you treat Trolls Golf Club like a standard membership that you are gaining access to, and your membership is represented by a picture, that's how you should view it. You shouldn't view it as this NFT, whatever, because the value is the access to play golf. Now, we are hopeful as a company that the value of the NFT increases over time, right? That's what we're trying to do. And that's what our plan is. And that's what we're executing on now. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say that, the floor price drops and it's only, you paid $2,500 and it's only $500 when you want to sell it. The good part about that is you're able to still play golf if you own your NFT. So really, if your purpose here to buy in is to go play golf, that is what the main driver should be for the reason for purchase. Now, if you're in the NFT game and you want to support us and not play golf, totally be along for the ride. We've got plans into 2025 and beyond. So we would love to have you on the ride, but I'll give it back to you, Dan. I know you're excited about this unboxing. So sorry for my segue here.
Yeah, dude. I don't hold one of these, but it's called the Alert Ape starter jacket. And I saw it and I was like, that's sick. I want to get that thing. I've got the manifesting YOLO yet, but I'm going to bust it out.
All right.
So while he's going to do that, do you guys have any other questions? Oh, no, he's right here. Just kidding.
Oh,
trust me. We
got plenty of questions. Oh, yeah. But I love that explanation because that's I didn't even thought of it that way, but there's so many people like, the whole like take a picture of something and you own it. But it's like, that's not really how it works.
Right.
Well, and there are so many NFTs where it's just like, congrats, you have it. What kind of drew me to it is like, congrats, you have this piece of art, but you also have all these benefits.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Look at that packaging.
It's a children's size. Just kidding.
How funny.
Suspense.
That would have been so brutal. Dan is a big guy, everybody. He's 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, wow.
That's electric.
Is it like satin?
It's like a gold, red and gold in the front.
No. Don't describe it. They can find it. They know where to go.
No, I'm trying to see what it is.
Well, you don't have to describe it.
Why not?
Because we want people to.
They're gonna listen.
Well, we're
not gonna fight on the podcast here. Let's.
What are we fighting about, dude? I wasn't even plugged in.
We're fighting about it.
We're looking for a shout out. Check out that beautiful starter jacket, Alert 8. Shout out to VFriend Series 2, folks. Dan and I are holders of VFriend Series 2. I've got the Befuddled Burglar actively competing, which is a 1 of 5 out of the 55,000 collection.
Wow,
that was a nice pull.
Yeah, I'm gonna manifest my YOLO yak to have Gary Vaynerchuk autograph this Alert Ape, and then I'll have to grab one of those things.
It looks like it fits really well.
It's snug as a bug, bro.
Like the arm length is really nice.
It's a bug.
Yeah,
it's pretty slick, Dan.
That is getting ready for that Chicago winter now. Rep that,
right?
Makes sense.
Gearing up makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So how does one buy an NFT?
That's a great question. So there are
the most important question.
There are 2 avenues to purchase NFTs. The first is just on a minting process. So when you hear the word minting, when it's referred to NFT, it's like when you mint currency, right? Coins go through a minting process to create new money. So when you're creating a new NFT, it's called minting. And there's a website that you'll go to, and Cory can share that, but you go to the website, you connect your MetaMask wallet or your online cryptocurrency wallet to the website. So to even start this process, you need to go to metamask.io, follow the steps to create the account. It's extremely simple. You just click some buttons on the screen. And then once you have that wallet ID, everything stems from there. Everything is easy from that point. You go through the process of checking out. So if you're going to buy with Ethereum cryptocurrency, you connect your wallet. You go to the minting site, you click how many you want, either the base level or the premium level we can get into in the future. And then you hit the checkout or the mint button. It'll wheel on the side for 30 seconds or a minute. You click approve, and then that process, all in all, probably going to take 10 to 15 minutes. On the flip side, we're also offering the ability to purchase with a credit card, because we know that many people in the golf space, cryptocurrency is not native for them. It's not something that they're involved in. And we really want to cater to the golf community, because this is what we built this for. So having the ability to purchase with a credit card, it's just going to be like going on Amazon or going on Best Buy. You add the NFT to your cart, your shopping cart, you hit checkout, you go and you put in your credit card information, you put in your address, all that stuff. And then you'll still need to include that MetaMask wallet ID, because that is where the token goes ultimately. So as long as you have that MetaMask wallet, you can still purchase with credit card. Process should be fairly simple. Cory, if you want to share what that website is. And then I guess one more thing, there is also the ability to purchase on a secondary market. So we will be using OpenSea.io, which is the Ethereum blockchain basically marketplace. It's like an eBay. So if you weren't a part of the first 777 people to buy the membership, they sell out. There's no more available to mint. There will be people likely on OpenSea selling the Trolls Golf Club Golf Troll NFT. Make sure that when you're reviewing that, it's verified. It's our account. There are scammers out there everywhere. So just something to be paying attention to. But the secondary market where you would purchase from somebody else would be through OpenSea.io.
Josh, I just want to circle back real quick on one of very important point that you skipped right out the gate of if you're new and setting up your MetaMask wallet. Yes, it is clicking a few buttons, but there is a 12 password like seed code that is your holy grail to unlock your shit if you forget it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you write that down and put it somewhere safe, and don't tell anyone that ever.
That was a good point. You brought that up, because I have that saved as well. I was going to ask you, as far as the MetaMask, so I have it installed on my phone, and then I have the OpenSea on my phone as well. But as far as purchasing NFTs, has it changed? Because originally, I couldn't buy it on my phone. I had to do it on the computer.
It's come a long way. Okay. We'll be able to do supporting both of minting on phone and on PC or Mac or Android for that matter. The best user experience and in my eyes, the safest and way I usually do it is on my computer. Have I bought them on my phone, where you validate your face, MetaMask, and it says, yes, this is you. And you have to open up the website and then connect it through there. Yeah, you can do it. And I'm just saying the simplest, easiest process is, hey, if you really want to get this and this is your first time, hopefully the iron is hot and people are excited. So you just want to be the most prepared that you can. And if you guys have any questions, or anyone has any questions for that matter, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, even our email, whatever is easiest for you guys, we'll get back to you and walk you through that process.
Yep. Cory, do you want to share those sites that we can mint from?
Yeah. So the mint site is minting.trollsgolfclub.io. So if you don't know that one, you can just go to our website, trollsgolfclub.io, and on the mint day, we're going to have a big button at the top bar. You can just click on it, and you'll follow through the process. You're going to be prompted to say, hey, I want to buy with credit card, or I want to buy with ETH, and you're going to follow a different sales process either way. If you're buying with credit card, it's going to be like your standard e-commerce site, like you've bought, a million times. Punch what you want in, punch your credit card in, and then the process goes through, and you're going to get an email, confirmation afterwards.
I love the fact that I was gonna say, I love how you guys have the option to pay with a credit card too. Like you kind of talked about, some people are just not into the cryptocurrency or the Ethereum and anything like that. So you give that other option to people. I think that's a big benefit. Do you want to dive right into it? As far as I know, you're minting 777 NFTs, correct? Do you want to kind of talk a little bit about that between the base and the premium and the advantages?
Sure. And I think that's relevant to even this conversation, right? We are not, let's say, an inexpensive NFT. We're probably one of the medium to more expensive NFTs because golf is inherently expensive. So for that reason, we wanted to include the credit card. People can pay that over time. One reason, most importantly, but we have two levels of access that we're offering. The first level is our base level, where there will be 555 memberships available of our base level. That price point is going to be $2,500. And then we have the premium level troll that is going to be $5,000, and that will be for 222 memberships. So smaller supply of the premium, larger supply of the base. The difference in how those work, the base level is going to get a guaranteed one foursome at one of our partners that is included. Those golf course, daily fees, they're private, so it's a little hard to gauge, but you can figure $200 on the low end to $600 on the high end per player. So you're talking about $2,400 of value from one foursome at some of these courses. And then at the premium level, you're going to get a minimum of 4 rounds included with your NFT. So think about it. Base level, at least 1 could be more. Premium level, at least 4 could be more. Our goal right now, we have 34 courses that are 100% partnered with us. We have 3 additional courses that we have, making that number 37 that we'll be doing some giveaways with and that we can dive into a little bit later. Each NFT comes with those as their base level. And then you'll also receive a welcome kit that's got, a polo, a hat, some custom balls through our partner Piper Golf. You'll get some tees through our tees, like golf tees through our partner Western Birch. I saw Cory have one in his hand.
Ooh, those are nice.
So we're doing a welcome kit. Those plan to go out in April of this year. So some really exciting things. It's not all about golf. Golf is the primary driver, but we're doing some golf adjacent things as well that we're really excited about.
And then as far as, let's say we have a premium membership or an NFT, how does that work? Like on a yearly basis? So as far as I know, if I have an NFT, it's a one-time payment. Is there annual fees, or when you're partnering with other courses, are you going to have the option to choose, or is that assigned? How does that work?
Yeah. So I'll address the annual fee first. We are right now floating the idea of an annual fee. It will not be the initial purchase point. It will be $1,000 or less. With these partnerships that we have, we are joining these clubs as a corporation, and then those come with initiation fees, but they also come with annual fees. So the annual membership fee would be $1,000 or less, and that would be to cover the continuing cost of running the business. And then as far as the courses that are assigned go, we're looking at a bidding system. So when you get your troll, you're going to see how many courses you have access to. There's going to be a pool of courses that you have access to. You'll select your date. You'll bid on, let's say, 3 of them. You'll get your number 1 or number 2, and then we'll work with you there. That's right now, depending on the level of access and the amount of rounds that are booked, that might change after 3 months or so. So in the beginning, we're trying to leave it open where folks can, pick the course that's closer to them or where they're going on vacation with their friends. And we're going to try really hard to line you up with the course that you want to go to. Now, if all 777 people want to play at the same course on the same day, obviously that's not going to work. So we're going to have to be flexible, but our goal is to get everybody on their number 1 or number 2 course within the network. And our goal is to confirm the tee time within 24 to 48 hours of you reaching out to us to book.
Yeah, Josh, why don't you touch on how people would book, since you're kind of talking about that?
Sure. So we're going to have what's called the Clubhouse, right? Really simple. It's an online gated part of our website. So when you own that Golf Troll NFT, it's tied to your MetaMask wallet. Once you've done that process, whether you bought it on OpenSea or through the minting process, you'll go to our website and you'll click Connect Wallet. Don't put your password in there. If you do, you're on the wrong website, and start over, cancel, run away. It should just say sign. It's very simple, trollsgolfclub.io. Should just say sign. Once you're in, you will have access to view the tee times available and the courses available based on the NFT that you have. You'll go through a checkout process that says, I want to play at this course on these ranges of dates. And then we'll go and work out how to get that tee time for you with the courses. So we're going to be the intermediary between you as the NFT holder and the golf course. And then once you've done that checkout process, you've selected and booked your tee time, we're actually going to send you instructions on how to get into the course, where to check in, if you should be tipping, who you should be tipping, are you going to take a caddy? All those things are going to be included in that, like an Airbnb style welcome kit that shows you exactly what you should do, how you should dress, what you can and cannot bring, things like that. It is a private golf course in 90% of the time. So we do need to be respectful of the courses and their rules and really follow those that they have for us.
We're acting as your concierge, your wet glove service, right? So
I was just going to mention that. So it's basically like we pick the course that we have the availability to, and you guys kind of just take care of the rest and tell us, what we need to do. Speaking of that, as far as private courses, normally they're like you have to golf with one person that's a member there. It is a 4-person, there's a foursome that's included, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So each NFT membership comes with foursomes, right? It would not be as fun for our members if they bought this NFT and then had to go play with 3 strangers who are members of this club. And they're like, why is this random guest playing at our course? That would not be fun for anybody involved, right? So the deals that we negotiated with all of our partners is that one NFT will net you a foursome. So it's actually you and 3 friends who are going to play this course. If it were me and I was somebody that was buying the NFT, what I would do is I would buy 1 or maybe 2 of them. And then when I'm bringing my friends with me to go play, I'm going to charge them whatever I want, because you don't know what the course costs. It's not a published rate. You can be a nice guy and be like, hey, give me $100. You can be a normal guy and be like, all right, give me 200. Or you can be like, hey, pay me $300. This is a nice course. You just made $900 back from your 3 friends. They got to play a great course that they would have had to pay otherwise, except for they never would have played. So an example that I played Valley High out in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago out at a bachelor party. We had 8 people playing, and each of us paid $350 for the round, right? So if we had 2 NFTs, then none of us would have had to pay that $350. Maybe we paid the buddy $100, and that works out. So in the end, it really does end up being a deal if you're able to, bring your friends along and either pay for them or have them pay you or cover your booze or whatever you want. So that's kind of how we framed it, because playing golf by yourself at a private club that you don't belong to is not going to really be fun.
Sure. No, I like that idea. That makes a lot of sense. And as far as like the access to the other courses, so you get the one free not free, but technically free foursome, and then you have access to other courses that you can play as well, correct?
Right. So we'll have pay to play rounds. These will be, we have a network that we just added of 30 courses where we have 900 rounds that were included in that deal. So when those 900 rounds have been used by all of our members, there will be the ability to play additional rounds as long as you are not playing the same course that you played before. So the stipulation with these courses is that, sure, your members can play, but they can only play at our course one time in a given year. That makes sense. It keeps it exclusive. You're not overwhelming the course, and it really does give everybody the opportunity to play different places.
Cory, do you want to talk about how or even Josh, the leasing of the NFT? Because I know buying it is one thing, right? And you have the MetaMask. I know this is a little bit more into the future of your plans, but let's just say we each have an NFT and yeah, I break my ankle or something like that, and maybe he wants to bring out a couple of his buddies. How would that work as far as leasing an NFT that I own someone else?
Sure. So that's going to be handled in the clubhouse instead of out in OpenSea or in the open market. This is something that we're looking at. It's not going to happen in the first 6 months, and it will likely only be limited to certain courses that we have available. And then the plan that Cory and I have been floating around is that we have a month by month access. So each of the members, let's say there's 777 members, not all 777 would be able to lease at a given time. You know, we would pick 50 that can do January, and then 50 that can do February, and 50 that can do March. That's to prevent flooding the system. It's to benefit people, and really, you know, that's something that we're really focused on. That's going to be, you know, future state down the line. We might get into it at the end of this year, but again, all of that would be handled in-house in the clubhouse, where you would be able to go and list that lease. We'd have a sub-leasing section. You say, you know, this course you can play at, and it's going to cost you $250 instead of the $2,500 that I paid.
Yeah, and just to add,
go ahead, Cory.
And just to add to that, it's probably going to start, you know, because we're all about trying to provide value for our members. It's probably going to start just with our membership first, so that, you know, once you played all your rounds, maybe you're limited on access, you want to play some more of our courses, we'll probably open it up to do some swaps or access just to other members to buy first. And then as we get further along, it's going to be maybe opened up to the public. We just want to make sure that the market's there and that the value, you know, holds true for our members.
And now you mentioned, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say that, kind of to piggyback on top of that, of right, like, well, what's the point of me buying this thing? Like, yeah, I still own this asset. I only got a small return on it for what, you know, now my ankle's better. What happens, right? So initially when we started to do this and our eyes got real wide, it was like, hey, let's make this like nationwide and maybe global, right? And we'll have like a quadrant style, you know, regional based thing. So that's year 2, right? Is the goal is to expand that network, and being able to get in that network, right? There's going to be a price point that will be set. But if you are an owner of the initial series 1, right, you're going to be coming in at that much lower price point, right? So that's the shtick, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you get a bigger opportunity to network and choose your courses more selectively. And then really the goal after that would be, you know, then we'll have some money to buy houses that are strategically located and outfit these things, right, with, you know, sick bar, simulator, you know, you name it, the golfer's kind of paradise. So that would be, you know, preferential rates and booking for people that would be within our network. And that's, you know, year 2, year 3 growth is what we're thinking.
You have like several partnerships, including 5-Iron Golf, Piper Golf, Minimal Golf. What are the advantages, and can you explain what you plan on doing with the different partnerships for the NFT holders?
Yeah, sure. So those really go back to our welcome kit, but each one of our partners is actually offering, you know, one of one NFT within the series. So let's take Minimal, for example. This is one that we just kind of came up with recently. Sam, the CEO, he goes to Puerto Rico often, and he has a charity foundation down there called the Royal Isabella Foundation or something along the lines of that. Sam, I'm sorry if I butchered that. But what's going to happen is that the person who is minting that specific NFT, the purchase price of that NFT is actually going to get donated to the foundation. So it's going to be a $2,500 price point. That $2,500 is going to a charitable donation off the bat. If that NFT is sold in the future, those proceeds that we receive would actually also go to that charity. And then in return, that person that minted it is going to be able to get a free Minimal golf bag with a customization of their choice. So they'll come to us to redeem that. And then we'll work with Sam to hook that person up with a custom golf bag, a minimal golf bag. Our Shop Out of Bounds partners, they're offering, I believe it's 3 of their shirts and then 3 of their belts that are going to come. So each one of these is going to have like a repeating background. And if you get that repeating background, you won a cool prize. 5 irons, I think, is pretty awesome because the premium level troll, if you get the premium level 5 iron troll, you just got yourself a full year membership to 5 iron for free. So right there, if you got that one, your value is exponentially more. Unfortunately, once that has been used, that's not something that would be resold. It would only be the access at that point. So those are exclusive wins for people who mint that NFT and not buy it on the secondary market.
Josh, to clarify on that, if it's sold, right, that access for that year membership, it just goes for the 1 year, right? So if it's sold, we'll work out the logistics on the back end with Fireiron to cut off the access of the old person and then enable that membership for the new person that owns that one. So just so people are clear, that's how that works. But go ahead, John.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, as another kind of a cool partner thing that we're doing with Fireiron. So the public mint data is on 11/11 at 11/11. We actually had this idea to kind of piggyback on Link's DAO with their NYC NFT party out in New York. We're like, well, that's cool. Let's do it on 12/12. But that's like, I think, a Monday, and nobody wants to have a party on a Monday. So we're going to do it on 12/10 at the Lincoln Park. I think it's the one, that's what they call it or whatever, in Chicago. And Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, is that going to be only available to people that buy on the allow list and the white list? Is that we're doing that?
Yeah. So it'll be available, depending.
First come, first serve on that.
First come, first serve. So you have to be a Trolls Golf Club NFT holder to get into that party. You'll need to register with us beforehand. We've got 100 to 110 spots available for our NFT holders to come to this event that we're hosting in Chicago on 12/10. It's going to be an all expenses paid event. We'll include food and drinks. You'll be able to play a couple holes on the 5 iron simulators, which if people who are listening.
Oh no, we got the whole place, dude. They can play as much golf as they want.
Yeah. If they haven't had the opportunity to play on a TrackMan simulator, those are fantastic. The metrics that you're receiving from those TrackMan are pretty fascinating. And that's what all the 5 irons are outfitted with. So yeah, as Dan said, we've got the whole place. We'll have every bay open. I think we're doing, a POAP on the day that, if you go to that event, it's a sub NFT. It's more of a collectible. It's not going to have any value. Unless you think it has value, right? It's an NFT.
Yeah. I mean, we can make it have value. You know what I'm saying? We could tie that to something in the future. And that's kind of the fun of smart contracts, right? So like the cool thing about that is these traits, right? Like the eyes, the hat, or the hair, the body color, all those things have a unique identifier back onto this code, this smart contract. And at any point in time, so like right now our focus is on we've built the platform. We just need to do the sales, right? Once we do the sales, we've got half the team going in an operation mode, and then me and Josh are going to go start working on other partnerships, with people. So like, okay, now we've landed this partnership. We can offer X amount of percentage off to this many people. We can do. You can get real creative with the marketing of these, and that's like really the part that, like, when Drew gave me the architecture and you start to work and partner with other people, you can really get creative of what you can do with these things.
And as far as minting goes, it's all random, correct? That's kind of
it's all random. Another little nugget that I wanted to drop, and this is a Dan brainchild, so I don't want to steal his thunder, but I do want to deliver the message. So as I said, Pokemon cards, it's really a part of like my childhood. It's a part of Dan's childhood. I'm pretty sure Cory was in on it too, even if he doesn't want to tell us. Guilty pleasure
at all 150. Don't worry.
Yeah, guilty pleasure. We all actually play Pokemon Go. Cory plays with his kids, but Dan and I just play regularly, right? So we created a Ditto troll. And the Ditto Troll is going to be able to play at every single course that we have for free. They're going to be able to play at all the courses we have and bring their 3 buddies, which is much different than the rest of the collection. The rest of the collection only has, access to 1 to 6 courses. This one NFT out of the 777 is going to be able to play at literally every single one. So if you mint a troll that has no attributes, no face, no body, no nothing, don't worry, you didn't get scammed. That's actually Ditto, and you really hit the jackpot. So that's it's a little nugget that's dropped in the middle. Whoever is lucky, I'm gonna be really jealous of you.
I'm jealous. Like for those of us who didn't grow up with Pokemon like I did, I played on my Switch to like unwind after a long day. So I already have the new one pre-ordered. I'm pretty pumped. 17 days. I'm waiting. For those of you who didn't grow up with Pokemon like I did, or I don't know if you did or not.
Yeah, I grew up with the original cards. Actually, I was to the point where like, see, I'm 33, but it was like we were
Derek's
to the point where I was like kind of like hiding it because it was like still not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. I did the same. I did the same thing. Yeah,
like I collected them, but I was like, no, I don't really play Pokemon. But really,
dude, I sold my freaking Charizard like mint condition at a garage sale to some lady for $50 because like that was when the age was like, Pokemon cards aren't cool. And this lady's like, well, I buy Pokemon cards for my kids to read books. And I lean in and I go, hey lady, I pull out the Charizard. I go, your kid will read the Bible for this one. And she's like, okay, I'll give you the $50.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm kind of
like a book full of cards. I think we're all kind of in that same,
but anyways, Ditto can mimic anything.
Yeah.
So what they're getting at is it can mimic any attribute, any trait of these trolls, and that you'll have access to. That's what makes that one special.
That is sick.
I never thought we'd come into tonight talking about Pokemon.
Talking Pokemon. Here we are. Oh, I knew we were going to talk Pokemon the whole time.
It's a golf podcast, but we talk about other things. So totally cool.
We might start a Pokemon one now.
I mean, if we're going to talk about like the unique ones, I got another plug that we've actually just been stewing around for a while. It really just started off with a conversation of like, I don't even know. I just, once we started this thing, it was like I'm following golf accounts and like this and that. And I got plugged into Connect Air, which is this small plane style out of like the Portland area, right? So it's kind of Pac Northwest based of trying to supplement travel for people that like want to fly but don't have the money to fly private, but they want to do so. It started off like, hey, maybe like let's do a trip where it's like you can you fly in Thursday night, then Friday morning you take off at the airport and you go fly, you play Bandon Dunes, and then then you can go fly to Bend and then kind of unwind, kick it at the hangar, have a couple beers, go and take a sleep at Tethrow, wake up, play Tethrow, and then fly back. And then we got to talking and they're growing and we're growing. They're like, well, we just got this new airplane, the PC-14. I was like, what's the PC-14? She's like, you want to know what the PC-14 is? I was like, yeah, tell me about it. She's like, dude, 8 people plus all their clubs. And I was like, talk to me. Keep telling me more. And she's like, and then we got this idea. JC, the mastermind's like, yo, let's make up our own golf courses. And I was like, what? Talk to me more. And he's like, let's play, you play both of them or we'll play the front 9 at one and then go play the back 9 at another. And we'll just create the name of it. And then I was like, oh, this is crazy. Let's start thinking about this. Like we can start making our own troll golf courses where people get the tokens because if they're rewarded, putting their scores into the thing, we can say, oh, this is the score you got on this hole, you completed the front 9, boom, you've just unlocked the next thing. And then their plan to grow, which our plan to grow is in the next 3 years, is to take that network in the Pac Northwest and expand that capability with those size planes, across America. So, obviously this is a leisure thing and you got to have money to do it. But like, if we can start to unlock these experiences and kind of gamify a little bit and also bring additional value with partnerships to people, like, it just kind of keeps growing from there is where we see it.
Yeah. So to clarify, what Dan is saying is again, one of those minters out of the 777 is going to get that Connect Air background, and they're going to get 8 people. So them and 7 friends to go and play out in the Pac Northwest we're targeting Bandon Dunes. It might be a few courses, but it's likely going to be a front nine somewhere, hop on a plane and go play the back nine somewhere else in the afternoon.
No.
Sorry.
It got better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 8 people rolling. You spend the whole day. You eat lunch. You know what I'm saying? You eat the whole thing. Then you go over, you kick it, spend the night, and then you get to play the whole another 18. And then you go back
36.
We can experience,
36.
yeah.
with private right up to the course, drop off clubs, other things.
So there's a bunch of advantages. Yeah, there's so many different options and cool features that you guys are offering. Is there anything else that maybe that we had missed that I didn't ask that you might want to? I mean, there's a lot. Yeah,
I have stuff.
Okay, so he's got some stuff. Go.
So by stuff, it's like one thing, but it might lead to more stuff, right? It's like a snowball, right? You start with one, then we're on here for 4 hours, and then boom, we have a world record on our hands.
Snowball.
Yeah.
Oh no, I use the Big Daddies, the Blue Yeti.
Oh shit! I like that song. Yeah. Goose.
Shit. Oh, I remember. Okay.
I derailed you.
So with ours, we have a code, right?
Yes.
So when people purchase them with our code, what do they get exactly?
Yes. So the folks who purchase with the save par is going to be the checkout code. You get $250 off of your mint as long as you're purchasing between 11/7 and 11/10. Anybody who purchases after 11/10, please still put that code in. You'll receive a bonus gift in your mint package. So again, that was, a golf towel, a polo, golf balls, all customized Trolls Golf Club gear. You'll get an additional bonus gift. It's going to be something customized with the Trolls Golf Club and Save Par logo kind of mixed into it. Might be a towel, might be a hat, might be something we don't know yet. But so as long as we are tracking and have your code, when you check out, again, in that 11/7 to 11/10 window, you'll get that $250 off. If it's after that, you'll get that bonus gift.
And to clarify, it's save space par, right, Corey?
Save space par. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And I have to. Okay. All right.
And then that's included in either the base or the premium, correct?
Correct. So if you're purchasing the base level, you've got the code. It's in the right window. $225 is your price. If you're at the premium level, you use that code. $750 is your price.
Okay.
And you know what?
And then just to make it, still use that code. If it's afterwards, you're just going to get a gift to put together with but you're not going to get the two. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
To keep it easy too, I'll put both the codes in. So if they don't put a space, no big deal. But I'll give them both and we'll track.
You're
both.
The man.
Well, I'm going to delete my little note then.
Make it easy for us. That's the way we like it. Just make it easy.
We'll drop you all the links so you can put them in as well.
And that's what we're trying to do. Make crypto, make NFTs easy, right? So like I'm a person, great candidate. I don't own any NFTs or didn't before this. And coming into it was like, okay, asking all the questions, guys, what do we need to do? We need to get golfers to buy. This is about a membership, right? As you guys can see, like we're trying to build a true business, to give golf membership access, but all these crazy ideas and all these things of awesome experiences that we're talking about on this podcast, we're bottling that up and we're building it for the future. So that's why you want to buy one, is because you want to come along for the ride. And we're just going to keep giving our members more and more. Even if you don't want it, we're going to keep giving you more, right? And that's what we're about. So that's me summing it up for what I think Trolls is we're ready to give, and there's a long future ahead of it for us. So
yeah, I own a single NFT, so one Uno, and I'm so excited to be a part of this with you guys to whatever extent you want us along with. Obviously, we're going to plug it on both pages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I don't have access to one page because Derek won't share it with me.
Not this guy.
He's to the car, dude.
Don't trust him.
The car. Yeah, I wouldn't trust me.
Yeah. So what I would say to sum it up, if we're in closing here, I'm not sure if that's the plan, but just kind of. Oh, okay. Keep nailing us with questions.
Yeah.
Well, we're done with NFT stuff.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to basically kind of give you the platform here, just if there's anything that we didn't answer or ask that you want to answer. I know the big thing.
Give us the FAQs, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
I'll just run through the high level again, right? Yeah. So minting or purchasing of the membership starts on 11/7 with the code SAVEPAR, and then that will go through 11/10. Our public sale starts on 11/11. Anybody can purchase at that point. So you want to get in early. There are only 777 memberships. We have the base level membership, $2,500, premium level membership, $5,000. 10 to 12% of all of our minters are going to receive additional value, whether that's from our lessons from our PGA swing coaches that we didn't really dive into, whether that's your Connect Air trip. We are also giving a foursome, you and three friends, all expenses trade week trip to Scotland to play at the Trump course in Scotland. You will be going with the founders, so Dan, Cory, and myself, and that will be through Dare to Go. The CEO of Dare to Go will be going with us, and he'll be organizing that entire trip, the entire plan for us. 777 memberships, trollsgolfclub.io. You can purchase with a credit card. You can purchase with ETH. We are so excited. We have such a long-term vision for this company. Everybody that we've been talking to folks at the Golf Channel. We've been talking to folks at different courses. There are plenty of courses that I've had conversations with that said, no, we need to see how it works first, and then we'll join in the future. So these 30 to 35 courses that we have right now is just the beginning. We have a long and fruitful history ahead of us. I think that the thing that I'm most excited about, and probably Dan and Cory are as well, is that 2025 vision where we will be dropping Airbnbs near these courses that when you're traveling to go play, you'll be able to stay at. You'll have a preferred rate. It will have a TrackMan simulator or a golf simulator built in. There'll be that bachelor party paradise, or just you and your buddies going on a golf trip. So if you join early, you pay the $2,500, you pay the $5,000, you get in early. That sets you up for phase 2. It will get you a 50% discount or more on that when we expand the membership. Again, you get the preferred rates when we start doing the Airbnbs. So lots to look forward to. And we have more that we'll be sharing even after we mint and after we sell. There's some surprises that we have, left. We're not giving away the farm here before we sell everything.
Do you plan on doing like a tournament at all for the NFT holders? Okay. I was just thinking, I'm like, I know it might be a little difficult, but it'd be kind of cool to kind of get everyone that's.
You can just say it's in the budget.
Yeah, we've got it budgeted. We plan on doing one a quarter. We're not 100% sure that we'll be able to achieve that the first year. We might only do one or two. But the current plan is to have a tournament for 100 of the 777 members.
And that would probably consist of like a raffle or something, or
I don't think we've decided yet, but that's the fun part, right? Of NFTs, you can do whatever you want, dude. You can just make it up, and you have the points to go back to say, yeah, you've got the eyes, you don't got the eyes, you can participate, or yeah, you've golfed at that course, and you golfed at that course too, but your score was lower, so come on in. You know what I'm saying? I lost a thing, but hopefully you guys can still hear me. I get too excited.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and the future state, Dan mentioned it too, the growth, right? So we're going to start regionalizing it. And that's when the funds with the tournaments, I think, would come in, right? We talked about like even like having South versus the West versus the East versus like when we had new regions like Canada or UK, you could start doing that fun stuff with the tournaments too, but that's all future state kind of things.
Sure. Let me tell you, Midwest, kick ass.
We love the Midwest.
Any tournament,
that'd be awesome.
Midwest would win 110%. I don't care. I'm talking a whole lot of shit. Midwest, best golfers. Here we go.
We will also have the ability to host virtual tournaments, right? So we will have the ability to select a weekend or a week or 2 week period of time that if you go out and play that period of time, you log your score. Golf is a gentleman's game, so we really want to discourage cheating. And in my opinion, if the tournament is not held in person, we'll have to work on the rules and the regulations of how we account for people cheating. But we're going to be doing those as well on a more regular basis. And that's to gain more interaction and the clubhouse where you're interacting with the other NFT holders, the community itself, posting your score, getting engaged. And that's really how we see this growing and becoming more of a golf club versus just an NFT, that you hold and go and use to play golf.
Sounds awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it. Like I said, it's a lot to like take in, obviously. It's like, but it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like eating too many tacos. It's like, you feel like shit, but then you're like, man, I ate that many and then here I am.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. I'll have to use that in the future when I'm explaining Trolls Golf Club to someone. It's like eating too much tacos.
I'll give you that.
You ordered a grande meal from Taco Bell. Yeah, that's Trolls Golf Club.
That's exactly what it is.
I'll give you that little nugget for free. That one's on me.
Dan, let's see the jacket again.
All right, hold on. Turn around. One more time. Got the alert, you know what I'm saying? I'm awake, I'm alert, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is dope.
That's
freaking hit him with it.
I think that's pretty much everything that I had as far as, I know we've kind of talked for already almost an hour. So we normally end with, we'll just go to one food question because we already talked Pokemon and Trolls Golf Club. But we'll each ask you this question.
Food is like a staple.
It is
on this pod. It's always end with food. You got to eat to live, and I live to eat. So we got to have food.
And he already gave you a freebie just a few minutes ago with the comparison. But if you are going to have one last meal, could be from a homemade meal or a famous restaurant or a fancy restaurant, where would you go and what type of food would it be?
I mean, I don't know.
Is it death row or what do we?
In a way,
you're gonna die tomorrow. You can drop $100 at Taco Bell if you want. You can do whatever.
You can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner too. Some people go like full on the full entree, and some people just go with normally a dinner meal. But it's totally up to you. However you want to answer it.
Dan, I'll let you go first. Keeper's coming home. The dogs are gonna go crazy.
Okay. Yeah, this is an easy answer for me. I'm going with Grandma DeRue's famous mashed potatoes, gravy, and meatball combo, dude. The best. She would just make it every single day because my grandpa was super Polish and like he would only eat the same things like all the time. And all she knew was to just cook the same shit. And that was what her job was. And then like when, COVID knocked him out and I was there taking care of her, I got to like introduce her to all these things like salsa and Doritos, dude. And she was so exotic, dude. But yeah, that's an easy one for me is Grandma DeRue's mashed potatoes, gravy, and meatballs. And I'm still putting today with the butterfly putter from Grandma DeRue in the ode too,
So
sounds amazing.
Hold on. I need to know. Are the mashed potatoes home styled, like some skin and kind of chunky, or are they
chunky, dude? Not a lot of we would skin it, but they'd be chunky. You got to have some chunk up in there.
Chunk's the way to go.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. And they were not like Swedish. They were like not like huge meatballs. I don't even know, like middle sized, not the tiny ones, but not the freaking bad Italian ones. And they had like some onion in it, and then like the gravy was all real brown and thick. It was delicious.
I love that answer.
I just want a vat of mashed potatoes and gravy now.
Do you guys do Thanksgiving where you like, I don't know about you, but like I make a nice little lake and I put the gravy in the lake and I make like a little bridge with the turkey and then I put like the corn as cobblestone, or am I
half the time you can't even see my plate because everything goes on the plate and then it's just gravy.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have the food lube.
See, I'm the same though. Like my grandma makes it for me, so I don't have to worry about that during Thanksgiving. That's the best time,
Love it.
Hey, cherish it, man. Yeah.
Corey, you're up.
Oh man, food for me. I mean, if I had a whole day thing, I wouldn't pick 3 meals. I'd probably pick 10 and just eat every hour on the hour. And I could just list off a bunch of things. But I gotta stick with a bread and butter one. Like I love pasta, so I want to give a shout out to a little joint in Livonia, Michigan, where I'm from. Luigi's, a little Italian cafe down there. The chicken Alfredo with the whole meal, the soup, the bread, the chicken Alfredo, pastas made from hand, stuff like that. That would be it for me, I think, right now. If you ask me again, my mind's going to change into something else, maybe something homemade. I'd have to end with some kind of ice cream. I couldn't decide between vanilla or Superman, but I definitely, if I'm dying the next day, I'm having some ice cream, so.
Superman ice cream.
Hold on, yeah. What's Superman ice cream?
Some serial killer shit, dude.
I don't know Superman ice cream.
I've never heard of that.
Is it like the SpongeBob thing? I'm like
went to like a ice cream truck.
I mean, I've had it, but I'm an adult now, dude. I'll get shamed for that. I have like freaking butter pecan, freaking peach something,
No, there's no shame, Dan. And I got kids now, so.
There is a certain.
You can be the creepy guy at the ice cream truck now, Cor.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't we have like a Superman kind of background ice cream looking one for one of our?
Now we know why.
Yeah, look it up. It's a good quality ice cream. It's like 3 flavors: bright blue, bright red, bright yellow. And also, if you ever watched Robin Williams and Hook at the dinner scene, they're throwing Superman ice cream.
Yeah,
I remember that scene.
Yeah,
Derek doesn't.
Nope. I can't say that I have. I'll look that up though afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, it's when he starts to believe, and then everyone's like throwing around, and he's like, "Oh, I believe," and he starts throwing shit, dude. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great one with Rufio.
Yeah,
Rufio. Yeah, love
Should
it.
have made a Rufio for Control, dude.
You still can.
Where it's too late. Maybe Rufio will be. We have a secret back pocket project B for mid-release 2023. Maybe we'll throw a Rufio out there.
There you go.
And then my food. So I was on a podcast last week. I believe that one's coming out on the 8th. And I gave a specific food there. I'm going to do a different one from home. I'm also from Chicago. I live out here in Phoenix. The pizza in Phoenix is terrible. It's so bad. Coming from Chicago, I'm privy to Chicago pizza. There's a time and place for New York pizza. There's a time and place for Neapolitan style pizza, but I like a good square cut pizza. So I'm going to give a shout out to Bill's Pub in Mundelein, Illinois. Just their plain thin crust pepperoni pizza, 14-inch. I will eat it all myself in one sitting. And a fun fact. So I used to live about like 15 minutes away at my dad's house. And then even an hour away when I lived in the city, I would call in my order, pick it up at their like pickup window, and then eat it on the way home while I'm in my car, just making a mess, sauce all over my jeans, not caring, because when the pizza is hot, it's just the best thing ever. And I would just burn my mouth. Couldn't wait, eating slices the whole way home. 90% of the time, at least half the pizza was gone, maybe even the whole pizza by the time I got home.
You can't go wrong with pizza. I will say I love Chicago. I've been there several times with my wife, and we always try to go to a couple different pizza places because we don't really have a whole lot of the deep dish pizza. I mean, there was I can't remember the name of it. It opened up and it closed down.
Couldn't be that good.
It's a famous. No, it's a famous
Gino's East
chain. What was it?
Gino's East, Uno's.
No, Uno. No, I like Uno's.
It was a Chicago style?
Yeah.
Giordano's?
Giordano's.
Yeah, that's what it was. There was one that it closed down. But I was going to ask you, so if you're downtown Chicago and you want to get some Chicago style pizza or deep dish pizzeria, is it Uno?
Pequod's.
It's all right.
Pequod's.
I go to Jets, dude. I fuck with Jets, dude.
Jets pizza?
It's because I'm from Detroit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Detroit style for sure.
They're asking Chicago deep dish. Go with
Illuminati's, Pequod's.
Luz is overrated. Yeah, you heard it here first. Luz is overrated. Pat's Pizza
I live right down the street from there.
Pat's Pizza or Pequod's, P&P. Those are what you should go with.
Those are downtown Chicago.
Pat's, you gotta reserve. You can't just get a pizza. You gotta call in, and maybe you get a pizza, maybe you don't get a pizza.
Pat's
and I don't even. Hey Nick, do you get to choose Pat's Pizza or no?
The only way you get whatever pizza they make is you have to have an NFT.
You just get whatever pizza.
Yeah, we should. Pat's Pizza needs some NFTs to buy.
Dude, I'll talk to him about it. Dude. I talked to Pat. She's like, "Hey, welcome to Pat's," and I was like, "What do you know about NFTs?" And she's like, "Is that a coupon?" And we're like, "Jesus Christ, lady, no, but let me sell more pizzas for you."
Well, it's been awesome to have you guys on. We appreciate your time, and we said we look forward to seeing what the future holds for you guys, and excited for 11.7 to 11.10, but of course on 11.11 as well for the full drop. So
yeah, make sure you go and use that Save Park promo code 11.7 to 11.10. Save Park, trollsgolfclub.io. I'm sure we'll be able to link the sites in the bottom.
Absolutely.
Here for you.
Oh, I sure can. I can try again. Computers give me a little bit of anxiety, so I do my best.
And if anyone has any questions, we'll be doing a bunch of Twitter Spaces and probably some Discord lives or whatever. If people they can come up, ask questions, we can answer them on the spot. So yeah, we'll be available to help onboard any people that are new, make sure that they're doing safe practices and doing the right things. But yeah, reach out if you have any questions. We appreciate you guys giving us the
email us as well.
I think
all of our first names at golftrolls.com. So we're here to help you. Obviously, this is a new process for most people. NFTs are foreign, they're scary. We want to make that process as easy as possible. And one thing that I didn't say earlier that I do like to share is, if we go back to the beginning of the internet, you had the newspaper saying the internet was a fad, and then the .com bubble happened and everybody's like, see, and now we have the internet, right? Same thing with social media. Facebook is not going to be a thing. Instagram's not going to be a thing. Every time new technology happens, there's this big peak, crash, and then the technology grows into use. So we hit that initial peak, we hit the crash. I expect there will be another peak and another crash in the NFT space. It's just a part of the game. The technology is sound. The technology will be used indefinitely through the future, whether that's for real estate purchases, whether that's for high-end luxury goods, whether that's for purchasing a car. The end is the limit with NFTs and what
or
they
golf memberships or golf memberships
or just golf memberships.
Good plug.
But it's good to get in now and get a good understanding, at least getting your feet wet for something that in 5 or 10 years is going to be a part of your everyday life.
That's a great point. Way to end it. And with that, also, let's try to have you on again within the beginning of next year or something like that, so we can kind of go over everything, see how everything's going. So love to have you on again.
Love to do that. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
guys.
You guys have a good night. Thanks so much. Take care.
Yeah, you too.